start to come off, and it always pays to have like a pattern where it gives the impression of the nymph hatching with part of the shuck at the back. And this is a good, easy wee style, or easy fly to tie. Now I'm using this is a size 16, just a grub shape hook. Now thread I'm using is a Unithread 80 in grey. Just start down a layer of thread and work our way around the bend to this point here. Now I'm using, this is just looking at an Antron, a grey Antron. Now like Parapost or something like that, or a Zelon. Now I'm not fussy with what I've used, as long as it gives this impression, this crinkly type. Now all I need is a few fibres, you don't need a lot. I'm just going to catch them in at the back. Just come in, do just a pinch and loop at the back, pulling it in with a couple of turns. And then basically trim it, say the length of the shank, say the body of the fly, just to there. And that's fine. So all you need is a wee bit, you don't need a lot. Sure, looks okay, that's fine. Rib, I'm just going to use, this is a clear wrap. Just a plastic clear wrap. You could cut a plastic fine or plastic bag or so. Don't want it too heavy. Using this as the rib. Again, full length of the body. For the body itself, it's just a grey dubbing, and what I've done here is I've mixed in some UV blue angel hair, or you can use the Lite-Brite. You only need a wee drop mixed into it. And I'm just going to lightly dub it on. Slide it up. Now I'm going to obviously tidy up and form the body at the same time, so just take your time when you're coming up. Nice and tight. All the way up until maybe around about, just slightly further up than the thorax would be, just by the point of the hook there. Now I like to add a bit of colour to the rib. I'm just going to use a Antron pen here. This is an olive Antron pen. Just the underside, or the side it's going to be touched in the hook. Basically when you bring that round, when it touches the body, that is the side I'm going to put the colour up with the Antron pen. And then come round, just move this fibre. And then just rub it. Just adds a tiny bit of colour. Tie on top, nice and tight. Trim this away. It's a really simple fly tie. Now I'm just using, this is some roe deer. Just the light stuff, it's from basically the sides. Put it into the stacker. Tips first. Tap on your desk. Now you could add, just to help with the float of the fly, you could add the Parapost or the Zelon just under the wing. Or you could add CDC, which I've got a couple of feathers here. Just sort of small feathers. Just lay one on top of the other. And just tie it towards the back. You just want it in line with the back of the hook. Nice and tight. Now I'm just going to leave this slightly forward. I'm going to trim it just to handle it, meaning don't want it too long. Just leave it there at that point. Then get back to our deer here. Just stack this again, there's a bit of fluff in there. Now you see the fine fluff, you have to remove that. It causes it to stick and not... a couple of fibres stuck in my stacker, so I've got to remove these. That's it. Now again, I'm just going to put it back in. Tap it at my desk. So the tips are lined up. Tie it over the back. Just slightly longer than the CDC. Like there. Nice and tight. try and not catch them. Try and keep them on the top. Nice and tight. It's fine. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to get some natural fur. This is just basically a natural fur, and this is red squirrel. Yeah, this one is a thorax. This is going to give me some legs as well. It's a bit untidy at the moment, but what you can do is just dub that on and basically stretch the dubbing out. See where you are, turn it just to form sort of the legs. This is like the X Caddis, as some would call it. I'm just going to bind this in, take away the excess. Still come through with the thread turns to make sure it's tied in. All this tied forward, just lift it up. Make sure you give yourself plenty of room at that point. Lifting up nice and tight. Just going to put some varnish onto my thread at that point, and then come straight in and wet finish. Lifting these up. The reason for keeping them long is so that you can really get a hold of them. Come round, nice and tight. Tighten your wet finish up. Come in, trim away. Trim this the same way you would trim like an elk or caddis. Just come up, a couple of mil or so from the eye. At a slight angle, and there we are. Now let's get your trailing shuck. Now because I've wound the fox squirrel through, you can see it gives it a wee bit of leg. Nice, more nymph-like, merger-like. Again as well, if you're maybe tying, say, egg-laying caddis or such, this would be another good style, a nice pattern. Just change it to suit yourself. You can see how the body shows. Having the UV flash in the dubbing catches the light again, adds to colour to the fly. And basically that's it. I wouldn't do anything else, just leave it. You can draw back some of these fibres, but as you can see the guard hairs have basically sprung out from the fox squirrel dubbing, and just gives it that better look and more fishy look. And as I say, you'll not go too far wrong tying these up. And see, this is a 16. You could even go slightly smaller if you want, and slightly bigger. It'll still work. Just like when I'm fishing this sort of size, it would be mainly in the rougher part of the stream coming out, and the female's slightly bigger. She's like more this size. The male's slightly smaller, so you can like have both. But this is a good all-round fly. It's basically known as the X Caddis, and good emerger pattern. That wee tiny bit of shuck at the back, impression of it does make a difference at times. So I hope you enjoyed that.